What is good? I felt like sharing this little franchise that I was playing around with. I put it on All Pro just so I could win. I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of lame, but I wanted to run the stats up, and I picked a team that I didn't have to worry about too much. A team that I already knew for the fact that I would win with. So we had a bunch of Pro Bowlers. Champ Bailey was a Pro Bowler, and he obviously got hurt. So had he not gotten hurt, we would have had 3 DBs go, and I think it would have been a total of 19 Pro Bowlers. You can count. Beeson should have been Defensive Player of the Year, but since he got a good amount of his stats in the first half of the season, I guess it decredited him a little bit because it wasn't spread out through the season. But now we had a bunch of Pro Bowlers, as you can see, played on All Pro, in case you were wondering the level, and this is how we did. And to be honest, I knew if I put it on All Pro, I could stat pad. I wanted to try to make Reggie Bush the MVP. Unfortunately, he was second. He was runner-up to MVP. Tavares Jackson won MVP. Beeson would have been Defensive Player of the Year if he didn't have all of his defensive touchdowns in the first 8 games. So that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, no, we were really turning up. I mean, I'm going to show some of the stats right here so you can see who I got. But I like the team, and I knew with All Pro that I could draft some guys. Like Galloway was in his later 30s on this game, so obviously if it was a franchise, I wouldn't draft him because he'd retire after 1 year. I don't draft people in fantasy draft that I know for a fact I'm going to lose unless I'm darn sure I'm going to win the Super Bowl in the first season. I've never done that before. Almost did in the Giants franchise, but that's another conversation. But anyway, yeah. So this one, I'm only doing just this season. I'm about to go delete it, to be honest. And I will spoil, we got a Madden 06 franchise coming. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to get up to speed with that one at the very least. I have a lot of franchise videos from the other ones, from the Titans, the Browns. We got a special announcement with that one. What else? The Giants is almost up to speed. So I got a lot to do to really be completely up to speed, you know what I mean? But I need to do a better job of that. I got some time for the next couple weeks. After that, I will have no time. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks, I can get some of these videos cranked out and stuff like that so I could try my best to get up to speed with some things. So that way let's see, when am I going to get back if I leave the end of the month? I'll be back November, probably around Thanksgiving time. Thanksgiving time will probably be Thanksgiving or Christmas time. You'll see some more videos coming out after a wave of them comes in the next couple weeks, to be honest. So bear with me. Just please bear with me. But I'll try to get a lot of videos out so that way y'all can watch them, and that way it's not a long hiatus like I've done this past year, which I'm sorry, life got in the way. I'm not going to discuss the details, but there were some things that happened that obviously took my attention away from this, and I had to prioritize a lot of phone calls, a lot of recovery, and a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not going to discuss in the detail, but everything is good. Things are looking up, so that's what's most important at the end of the day. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and show the rest of these stats, and I believe I show the schedule, and I will get to that. So here's the schedule. Honestly, nobody really came close. The Titans were pretty close to that one game. 28 was like the closest in the regular season, I believe. Yep, it was. Tennessee was the closest. Here's the wild card playoffs. Spanked the Browns again. The Chiefs actually were pretty close. It was 28-13 at the end of the third quarter. This one, it was 42-28 in the fourth quarter. So even though we won by 28 and 29 respectively, the Chiefs and the Saints were the closest to beating us. They were within 2 touchdowns or 2 scores when we played them. And Tavares Jackson won MVP in the regular season. Reggie Bush at least won Super Bowl MVP. I rushed with him for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Lendale White, 57 yards and 2 touchdowns himself. So we ran all over these boys. Gates had a good game. Galloway, he had 2 catches for 9 yards and a touchdown, so hypothetically he would have retired. Doug Free, he had a touchdown catch. And then here's some of the other stats. Yes, we had a kickoff return ran back on us. It is what it is. And then here is the defensive stats. I like this team. It was a good team. Definitely going to think about these guys. My next Madden 09 franchise after the G-Men. Holla.